Yes, my dear students, how is your preparation going on? Hope you guys are progressing towards your goal. In this video, I would be covering the GST amendments as applicable for September 2026 exams, guys. Before I start, I would like to tell guys, in income tax, there are no additional amendments applicable for September 2026 exams. Now coming back to GST, ICAI has released the statutory update covering the amendments applicable for September exam, and in this document they have repeated whatever amendments was already there for May exams, guys. So you need not worry about whatever has already been covered for May exams. If in case, if you guys have not yet watched the amendment video for May 2026 exams, I would suggest you before watching this video, please finish it off that and then come to this video, guys. The link for GST May 2026 amendments is provided in the description. You guys can just have a look into it. And as you are aware, whatever amendments have been made till 28th February 2026 will be applicable for September exams, guys. And in order to cover the amendments, I have prepared the reference material in which I have tried to give the connection even to my provision book, guys. And you need not worry about whatever content is in black. Please just focus on whatever is in red color, guys, because all the amendments I have highlighted in red color. There are only 3 amendments for September exams. So what are those? Let us try to understand. Okay. So the first amendment is in input tax credit chapter in rule 86B, guys. First, before going to the amendment, let us try to recall what is rule 86B talking about. Whenever a registered person monthly taxable supply other than the exempt and zero rated supply is more than 50 lakh, that is more than 50 lakh, then they can use only maximum 99% of their output tax liability as credit from their electronic credit ledger, guys. Which means at least 1% of their output tax liability has to be paid through electronic cash ledger. Even though they have excess credit in their electronic credit ledger, they cannot utilize it fully. Correct? Yes. But rule 86B was not applicable in few cases. So which are those cases? We already learnt in the class. Which are those? I will quickly repeat it. Where the said person, that is the registered person, or the proprietor, karta, managing director, or any of its two partners, old-time directors, members of managing committee of association or board of trustees, as the case may be, have paid more than 1 lakh as income tax in each of the last 2 financial year, guys. That is, in each of the last 2 financial year, they have paid income tax of more than 1 lakh. That is not both the years put together. In each of the year, more than 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. Yes. Then rule 86B is not applicable for them in the current financial year in every month. Then coming to B case, where the registered person has received a refund of more than 1 lakh rupees in the preceding financial year, only 1 year. In the above case, it was 2 years, whereas here only 1 year. On the account of unutilized input tax credit in case of zero rated supplies, that is nothing but exports, made without payment of tax because it is treated as zero rated supply, guys, or inverted duty structure. Inverted duty structure means the tax rate on inward supply is more than the tax rate on outward supply. So in such case, such registered person may have excess credit. For them, rule 86B is not applicable. Then the third one is cumulative calculation till the end of the last month from the beginning of financial year, where the registered person has discharged his liability towards output tax through the electronic cash ledger for an amount which is in excess of 1% of total output tax liability applied cumulatively up to the said month in the current financial year. For example, assume we are in the November month. So for November month, we are checking the applicability of Rule 86B. So what are we supposed to do? From the beginning of the financial year, which is April, till which is the preceding month to November, October. So from April to October, we need to check what is the total output tax liability, out of which how much is already paid through electronic cash ledger. If already from April to October more than 1% of output tax is paid through cash ledger, then in November, Rule 86B is not applicable. Got it? Yes, sir. The next case is where the registered person is government department, public sector undertaking, local authority, and statutory body. So if the supplier is any of these people, then Rule 86B is not applicable, guys. So in all these cases, irrespective of their value of taxable supply, Rule 86B was not applicable. Now there is one more new addition. This is the amendment part. So please be attentive. What is it? Let me read it. The registered person, that is the wholesaler, retailer, or trader, guys, other than manufacturer. Okay. Relief is not given to the manufacturer. Then relief is given to whom, sir? I have mentioned in the bracket. That is either the wholesaler, retailer, or trader, guys. Okay. That means for manufacturer, can Rule 86 be applicable? Yes, it can be applicable if their monthly taxable supply is more than 50 lakh. Okay. Shall be exempted from the provisions of this rule only in respect of goods specified under Rule 31D. Sir, what are the goods specified in Rule 31D? I have given in the note here. You can observe. Actually, Rule 31D is not a part of intermediate syllabus. But still, as they have given reference here, I have just given it as a note here, guys. You can just observe. Goods specified under Rule 31D, which is nothing but sin goods, we call it as, such as pan masala, tobacco, cigarettes, and cigars. Okay, we also call it as demerit goods. Yes. On which the tax has been paid by the supplier on the basis of retail sale price, which is nothing but MRP, guys. Which is nothing but MRP. What is it? I will try to explain with an example. Please pay attention. I have drafted one example here. Assume, guys, the manufacturer is selling any of these goods. The manufacturer is selling to the wholesaler for how much? 750 rupees. And the wholesaler is selling the same goods to the retailer for 850 rupees. Okay, sir. And the retailer is selling to the consumer for 1000 rupees. So we call this as retail sale price, guys, which is nothing but MRP, maximum retail price. Okay. Now what they're telling, manufacturer, you need to pay GST on this 1000 and not on 750. 750 might be the selling price by the manufacturer to wholesaler. Okay. But ultimately the product is sold to the consumer at what price? 1000. And this 1000 already includes GST because it is a MRP. Got it? Yes. So in that case, the manufacturer has to pay GST at 40% on the basis of retail sale price. Sir, how to calculate GST? Simple. We have already learned this rule in the value of supply chapter. What is it, sir? How do we calculate GST? GST is equal to, what is the MRP? 1000 rupees. So 1000 already includes GST. GST is at what rate? 40%. Guys, please be careful. On this products, the highest rate of GST is applicable, which is 40%. Got it? Yes. So 1000, which is a selling price, which already includes GST. So 1000 divided by 100 plus 40. 100 plus 40, that 40 is nothing but GST rate. We get 140 into, what is the GST rate? 40%. 40%. So that is the amount of GST. That is the amount of GST. Who has to pay this? The manufacturer. The manufacturer. Hope you understood. So please be careful, guys. For manufacturer, Rule 86B might be applicable if their monthly taxable supply is more than 50 lakh. Whereas for wholesaler and retailer, the Rule 86B is not applicable irrespective of their monthly taxable supply. Hope you understood. So relief is given to these people, the middlemans. Got it? So please be careful. They have clearly told other than manufacturer, means for manufacturer, Rule 86B can be applicable if their monthly taxable supply is more than 50 lakh. Hope you got it. Yes. If you want, please pause the video and observe it. And if you guys want the soft copy of this amendment material, guys, it is available on our website under the free resources. You can download from there. Yeah. And sir, will they ask any calculation like this and all? No, guys. I have just drafted an example here to make you guys understand easily. Yeah. Hope you guys got it. Yes. So this is all about this amendment, guys. We are done with this. So let us move to the next amendment. Next two amendments is in registration chapter, guys. Yeah. Yes. So the new rule has been added. That is Rule 9A. What is it talking about? Guys, before learning this, we will just try to analyze whatever we already studied in the regular class. Okay, because little bit of connection is there. I will just try to give a touch for it. Yes, sir. What is the touch, sir? So, Aadhaar authentication provisions are there. You know, for GST registration also, now Aadhaar authentication is mandatory. Yes, sir. Under that, I had mentioned about the proviso to Rule 9.1. What is it? As per proviso to Rule 9.1, where a person fails to undergo Aadhaar authentication or does not opt for other authentication. Okay. Or second one, AA. A person, a person who has undergone other authentication is identified. This is important. Please be attentive. A person who has undergone other authentication is identified on the common portal based on the data analysis and risk parameters. It fit to carry out physical verification of places of business. Means we call it as high risk applicant. So the system has identified that the applicant is a high risk applicant. Yes. Then the last one, the proper officer deems it fit to carry out physical verification of places of business. Yes. So in any of these three cases, the proper officer will conduct the physical verification. Only then he will grant the registration within 30 days from the submission of application for registration, guys. That provision is given here. Let me read it out. The registration shall be granted within 30 days of submission of application after physical verification of the place of business in the manner provided under Rule 25 and the verification of such documents as the proper officer may deem fit. Yes, and the procedure given under Rule 25 and all in detail we have covered in regular class. Even this we have covered in regular class, guys. But I just wanted to give a touch because whatever is the amendment which we will go through now is somewhere connected to this. So how is it? We will learn now. Yes. Coming back to this. I've just made one chart here. Let me explain through that. Then we will go through the amendment. Yeah. So applicant has applied for registration. Okay. Now the system has identified. The system has identified based on the algorithm that the applicant is a high risk applicant. Okay. So in that case, what proper officer has to do? Registration shall be granted within 30 days of submission of application after physical verification of the place of business, guys. Even if in case, if the proper officer needs any additional information, clarification or documents, he will issue the notice seeking the reply of the applicant within 30 days. Within 30 days of what? The submission of application. So in any of this case, guys, just a minute. In any of this case, within 30 days, the proper officer has to conduct the physical verification and grant the registration. Or else, if you want any additional information, clarification, or documents, then he has to give notice. Correct? Huh? Yes, sir. We have learned all this, guys. Now is the amendment part. What is it, sir? If now they have introduced this low risk applicant, previously this was not there, now they have introduced it. Okay, this is the new thing, guys. What is it, sir? If the system identify the applicant as low risk applicant, then the registration shall be granted electronically within 3 working days. Within 3 working days from the date of submission of application. Sir, no physical verification here? No, no physical verification. He is a low risk applicant, so why physical verification is required? Got it? Yes. So this is the amendment part. What they have given in Rule 9A, we will see, guys. Any person who has applied for registration under Rule 8, that is Rule 8 provides for application for registration, or Rule 12, that is grant of registration to persons required to deduct tax at source or collect tax at source, that is TDS deductor or TCS collector, or Rule 17, assignment of unique identity number to certain specified entities, that is specified entities of UNO, or multilateral financial institution or organization, or even foreign embassy or consulate, guys. They are eligible to obtain unique identity number. Yes, but please be careful. Even though they are obtaining unique identity number, they are not called registered person under GST, guys. Hope you guys remember it. Okay. Shall upon identification on the common portal based on the data analysis and risk parameters be granted registration electronically by the common portal within 3 working days from the date of submission of application. This rule overrides Rule 9, verification of application and approval. This implies that, so this is like a conclusion. This implies that if the system's data analysis and risk assessment algorithms, okay, classify the applicant as low risk, he will be automatically granted registration within 3 working days by the common portal. This is effective from 1st November 2025. Notification number CT dated. CT means Central Tax, guys. Yes. Date and all is given. Sir, is this date, notification number and all is important? No, no, guys. Even rule number, I have mentioned it. If possible, you remember it. If not, at least provisions you should know. Got it? Yes, sir. Sir, now, if you ask me, sir, how will the system identify whether the applicant is a high risk or low risk applicant? How will system get to know? Guys, they would have feeded some inputs into the system. Based on that, it will detect. Clear? So it is clearly known that even GST department is taking help of the artificial intelligence, just like our institute, left, right, center, they are using artificial intelligence in all the possible ways. So even for registration process, the department is taking care of taking the help of the artificial intelligence, guys. Yeah, in most of the cases, I feel somewhere that they might be considering the past track records of the applicants. Yeah, fine. We will move forward. Next rule. Before we proceed to next rule, guys, or next amendment, guys, see, some of you might be stuck at intermediate level now. I know it is difficult for you guys to be in the same position or same place for number of years or number of months. I can understand. So recently, if you guys have observed, even RCB has won their second title in 2 years in a row. But if you see now, yes, they are in a success mode. But just think about the first 17 years. First 17 years, every year, the players played for the cup or trophy. Even the fans were anticipating that every year the team, that is their favorite team, will win the cup. Okay, every year they used to tell, "E Sala Cup Namde." By the end of the tournament, they used to tell, "Next Sala Cup Namde." So it used to happen every year. The players used to play with the hope, and the fans had a huge hope, guys. But the first 17 years, it is all about losing, heartbreaks. Okay, and in the last over, also many a times the game would have changed. So same way, once they started tasting the success, immediately back to back 2 years, they won the trophy, guys. So what you can understand from this is good things take time. So you might be stuck in some places for few months or few years, but just think about what went wrong. Mainly the reason will be you itself, because you didn't give your 100%. You didn't give your 100%. I know there might be some reasons, because like you will tell, sir, I joined for X Academy, they didn't teach well, they didn't complete the portion, or else I couldn't study because of so and so reason, or that person didn't let me to study, or the conditions at home was not supporting to me. Yes, guys, but ultimately who is failing in the exams? Not the other person, but you. So if you want to see that success on the screen, who has to work hard, guys? So please make sure that you are giving whatever you can, and just try to move out of this stream as a successful person. That is very, very important. Please don't try to escape as an unsuccessful person, guys. Throughout your life, you will be having that guilt. I know it's challenging, but just think about just two exams, guys. Intermediate, final. Why can't you clear it? And you can carry that prefix throughout your life. So even though it seems like tough, challenging, please don't give up. Give your best. Avoid all the distractions in the process of preparation, guys. You will definitely make it. Let's see why it will not happen. Okay, coming back to rule 14A, which is a new rule again added. This week I call it as fast track registration, guys. For a small taxpayer or for the small suppliers, in order to grant them the registration as early as possible, they have introduced this. So what is it? We will see. Option for small taxpayers to get registration electronically. Rule 14A. Eligibility. Who is eligible for this? Not everyone. Any person who has made application for registration under Rule 8, that is Rule 8 prescribes application for registration, is total output tax liability. Okay. Not value of taxable supply, output tax liability on supply of goods and or services made to a registered person, that is all GST components put together, CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST, not individually, all put together. And compensation says does not exceed 2.5 lakh per month, that is less than or equal to 2.5 lakh. And please be careful, guys, understand the terms properly. What they are telling is, see, you know what is output tax. Output tax is something which is payable on outward supply, minus if we have credit on inward supply, we will deduct it, and remaining we will pay through cash ledger. So 2.5 lakh, what we have to check is not this figure, guys, it is this figure. Got it? So the output tax liability, which is supposed to be paid on value of outward supply, if it is less than or equal to 2.5 lakh per month, not per year, per month, only then that person is eligible for this fast track registration. Okay, sir. Next, must have Aadhaar authentication. Okay, means for them Aadhaar authentication is mandatory. Sir, what if they are not able to do Aadhaar authentication? Then they cannot come under this. They have to follow the regular registration procedure, guys. Regular registration procedure. And you know, if they are not able to do Aadhaar authentication, then we already learned what they are supposed to do. Physical verification and all will be applicable. Got it? Yes. So in simple, if I have to tell, this fast track registration is only for those who are able to do Aadhaar authentication. But exception is there. For whom? Except cases notified under section 25(6)(d). They are the persons who are exempted from Aadhaar authentication, guys. Who are those? We already covered it. Yeah, these people. For them, Aadhaar authentication is not at all applicable. Now, if any one of this person wants to apply for registration under Rule 14A, should they undergo Aadhaar authentication? No, because for them, Aadhaar authentication is exempted, guys. So still, can they apply for registration under Rule 14A? Yes, they can apply. Yes, they can apply, people. Yeah. So all these conditions has to be satisfied. Yes, especially the second and third one. Next, single registration. A taxpayer can have only one registration per state or union territory under this option against same PAN. It overrides Rule 11, providing separate registration for multiple places of business within a state or union territory. Guys, we already learned that a person has to take one registration at least in a state. But is he allowed to take more than one registration? Yes, it is voluntary. But if you take more than one registration within a state, then each registration will be treated as distinct person. Yes, all those procedures we have already know. Clear. Even if there is any movement of goods from one branch to another branch which is separately registered, we treat it as supply, even without consideration. Yes. But what they're telling here is, if a person is applying for registration under Rule 14A, then maximum he can apply only for one registration for one state. That's all. Even if he wants to take more than one registration for the same state, then he cannot follow Rule 14A. He has to follow the normal procedure. He has to follow the normal procedure. Under Rule 14A, which I am calling it as fast track registration, they can apply only for one registration for one state or union territory, guys. Is that clear? Sir, what if they have multiple businesses, sir? For all businesses put together, you can apply for only one single registration. Okay. Next, grant of registration within 3 days. So similar to whatever we learned in the previous rule, no? Same way here. Once Aadhaar number is successfully authenticated, registration is granted electronically by the common portal within 3 working days from the date of submission of application, guys. So within 3 working days, please be careful, guys. This 3 working days and all might be important for you. If at all, if they want to test any this area under the MCQ, they might test you. Please be careful. Even under descriptive, they might test, but please be careful with the days. Yeah, fine. So grant of registration within 3 working days is done. Next, sir, should I continue here itself? For example, now when I am applying for registration under Rule 14A, my monthly taxable outwards monthly output tax was less than 2.5 lakhs, sir. I applied for registration. Now in the future, in the subsequent month or in the subsequent year, my monthly output tax is more than 2.5 lakh. Can I still continue? No. You have to withdraw from this and follow the normal registration process. Hope you are understanding. So this is only for the small taxpayers, guys. Small taxpayers means whose monthly output tax is less than or equal to 2.5 lakh. Hope you understood. Yes. And withdrawal from this option means it is not like cancellation of registration. No. Cancellation of registration is different. Withdrawal from this option means, guys, simple. They are moving out of the fast track registration. Means they are upgrading themselves from small taxpayers to large taxpayer. Okay, their registration will continue, but from this fast track registration, they will move to normal registration. That's all. Okay, sure. Withdrawal from the option under this rule. If the registered person intends to withdraw from the option, not from the registration, please be careful, from the option, means the option given under Rule 14A, he shall file an application in the prescribed form. Restriction on withdrawal of option means when he cannot withdraw, a registered person shall be allowed to file such application only if he has furnished all the returns due for the period from the effective date of registration till the date of application for withdrawal. Assume, guys, let us take you have applied for registration under Rule 14A, fast track registration. You have been granted registration within 3 working days. Okay. Now you were under this registration for assume 10 months. So you should have filed the returns for all 10 months. Only then you can make an application for withdrawal of this option. Sir, what for 1 or 2 months I have not filed the returns? Then you cannot apply for this withdrawal. You cannot apply for the withdrawal. Next, no cancellation proceedings under section 29 have been initiated against such registered person. Means if cancellation of registration proceedings has been started against you, can you file an application for withdrawal of this option? No. Hope you got it. Yes. So simple. How see, you had applied for registration under rule 14A. Yes, registration is granted within 3 working days. And if you want to move out of this rule 14A or of this option, assume you were under rule 14A for 10 months. For all 10 months, you should have filed the returns. Okay. And the cancellation of registration procedure should not have been started or initiated against you. Only then you can make an application for withdrawal of this option. Okay, fine. Let us move forward. Other authentication and other verification to apply to withdrawal based on data analysis and risk parameters. So for registration also other authentication is mandatory. We already saw it. Now, so just a minute, I will show you. Yes, other authentication is mandatory. Even for withdrawal from this option also, other authentication is mandatory, guys. For getting in also for this option, other authentication is required. For getting out also, other authentication is required. So what is it? Based on the data analysis and risk parameters on the common portal, the provisions of Rule 8.4a relating to authentication of Aadhaar number or biometric based Aadhaar authentication, taking photograph of the applicant along with verification of original copy of documents uploaded along with the registration application shall also apply to the application for withdrawal from this option. Okay. And once the application for withdrawal is made, an acknowledgement will be issued, guys, electronically. This is not the grant of withdrawal. It is just an acknowledgement telling, yes, we have received your request. Okay. Next. Approval rejection of withdrawal application. So now the proper officer has all the right to either approve the withdrawal or to reject it. The application filed for withdrawal shall be duly verified in accordance with the prescribed manner. After verification, the proper officer will issue an order within the specified period of what? Either allowing the application for withdrawal or rejecting it. Once the withdrawal is allowed, the registered person shall be able to furnish the details of output tax liability on the supply of goods and or services made to a registered person exceeding 2.5 lakh from the first day of the succeeding month. Okay, in which the said order has been issued. For example, assume you are moving out of this option in the month of December. In the month of December. So your registration will continue, but not under this option. You will be a registered person under normal procedure. Yes. From January, can your output tax liability in a month be more than 2.5 lakh? Yes. But can your output tax liability for December or November or October be more than 2.5 lakh? No, not possible. When you are under this option, your monthly output tax liability cannot be more than 2.5. That means what they're trying to communicate here is simple. Listen here. Hello, sit straight. Listen here. Now assume you already know that in January, your monthly output tax liability will be more than 2.5 lakh. So should you wait till Jan end to apply for withdrawal of this option, or should you apply it in December itself? You should apply it in December itself. Clear? Even if you have an estimation that you might cross in next month or next to next month, it is better to apply as early as possible. That is what clearly we can understand from these 2 points, guys. So please be very careful. Let me read the next point also. Once a registered person has been allowed to withdraw the option under this rule, he cannot raise their output tax liability beyond the prescribed limit of 2.5 lakh for the period prior to the first day of the succeeding month in which the withdrawal order has been issued. So for example, you have taken the registration under this option. Now you are withdrawing from this option in December month. So till December, your output tax per month cannot be more than 2.5 lakh. So from the succeeding month, from January, February, March, can it be? Yes, it can be. So before your output tax per month crosses 2.5 lakh, you should have applied for withdrawal of this option. Yes. Okay. The last one. And please be careful, guys. Whatever they are talking about 2.5 lakh is not only CGST, SGST and all. It is all put together. That is CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST, including cess, if it is applicable. Okay, sir. Where proceedings for cancellation of registration have been initiated by the proper officer after the filing of withdrawal application and the said proceedings are pending. So when cancellation proceedings is pending, guys, normally your registration would be suspended. Correct? Yes, as per section 29, read with rules. The withdrawal application shall be rejected by the proper officer and the provisions in relation to the approval of application on deemed basis under rule 9.5 shall not be applicable in such case. Okay, very simple. Now assume you have made an application for withdrawal of this option. Under fast track registration, you have made an application for withdrawal of this option. Okay. Once you have made an application for withdrawal of this option, now the proper officer has taken a step to cancel your registration as per section 29 subsection 2. You know what all consequences are there as per section 29 subsection 2, where proper officer can take an action against the registered person by issuing a show cause notice. Correct? Yes. So once you have made an application for withdrawal of this option, the proper officer has started the cancellation proceedings. Now your application for withdrawal of this option will be rejected. Even though you started it, later proper officer started the cancellation proceedings. Still your application for withdrawal of this option will be rejected, guys. Is that clear? Sir, here deemed approval and all will be applicable? No. So deemed approval in the sense, sir, the proper officer didn't intimate me anything. So can I consider that whatever application I have made for withdrawal of this option, is it deemed approved? No. Got it? Yes. I will explain this point again. Please listen. Please listen. Look here. You have taken the registration under rule 14A, fast track registration. Yes. Now you want to go out of this. So you have made an application for withdrawal of this option. Okay. First case. After you have made an application, the proper officer found out that you have attracted any of the defaults given under section 29 subsection 2. Okay. So he has started or initiated the cancellation proceedings, and cancellation proceedings is still not completed, but he has just initiated it by issuing a notice. So in that case, whatever application you have made to withdraw from this option will be rejected. Straightforward. Got it? Yes. Okay. Next. Changes in particulars furnished in registration application. Where there is any change in particulars furnished in application for registration in the prescribed form, such particulars should be amended before filing an application for withdrawal. Means if in case after obtaining the registration as per rule 14A, if there is any change like address, email ID, phone number or anything, you need to apply for amendment as per section 28. As per section 28, you have to apply for amendment. That is what they are asking in this paragraph. Okay. So effective from 1st November 2025, notification number so and so. Okay, done. So these are the important amendments, guys. Yes. So this is just a reference, not an amendment. I will just read out that also. Reference of rule 9A and 14A. Both of these are the new rules incorporated in rule 10.1. Reference of newly introduced rule 9A and 14A have been added in rule 10.1 pertaining to issue of registration certificate. What is it? Guys, once registration is granted, a registration certificate will be issued in form GST REG 06. Correct? Yes. And also GST IN will be assigned to a person. That is nothing but goods and service tax identification number, which is a unique number for GST. Got it? Yes. So here, whoever has obtained the registration as per rule 9A or 14A, for them also same procedure. Even for them, the registration certificate will be granted in GST REG 06 only, sir? Yes. Even for them, GST IN number will be assigned, sir? Yes, guys. Yeah. And rule 10 also talks about the effective date of registration and all. That and all remains the same, guys. Clear? Actually, here there is no amendment. They have just given a reference to the newly added rules. That is this one. That's all. Got it? Yes, guys. So this is all about the amendments applicable for September 2026 exams. Guys, if you want to have a proper understanding or in detail understanding about the provisions, we have recorded classes available for both GST as well as income tax. So you guys can just have a look into it. Visit our website. You will get an idea. in which in this classes I have covered the detailed provisions of each and every chapter in the section order with maximum questions, guys. Yes, and you can also be a part of our channel, that is WhatsApp channel and Telegram channel, for any future updates. And if in case, if this video has helped you, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends, guys. All the very best. You guys will be successful.